Welcome to a new episode of Resolute Fitness. If you are new to the channel, basically the channel is workouts, a lot of workouts, live and recorded, long ones, short ones, every possible workout. And also do energy drink reviews, mainly because I've started to have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning a few times a week. So started to do little energy drink reviews. And lastly, been doing this channel 3 years now, and normally every CrossFit Games and the Open, and when there's competitions, I'll do sort of like a news feature, really. Yeah, sometimes watch parties, whatever I'm in the mood for. So yesterday I did a little video on Bethany Shadburn, who had tested positive for COVID. So this is basically going to be a follow-on video about Kari Pearce and Dan Bailey. So here we go. So Bethany Shadburn yesterday tested positive for COVID, but she has also been training with other athletes. Kari Pearce got tested and Dan Bailey got tested. They sort of tested positive, and then they had like a follow-up test, this antigen test, and that came back negative, and then they got retested today and that came back positive. So this is what Kari Pearce has to say. Again, we're on Wednesday at the moment. The individual event started this morning. Koski and Tiatumi won the long sort of, what was it, paddleboard workout. So she said, "My heart is torn. As of this morning, I tested positive for COVID and will no longer be able to compete in the CrossFit Games. It's a tough pill to swallow, as it was a long year of a lot of hard work." So Kari Pearce, obviously one of the strongest American athletes for the CrossFit Games, she's no longer there and she's out for the 2021 Games. Now, moving on to Dan Bailey. So Dan Bailey, he was competed in the Masters division this year, tested positive for COVID-19 via an antigen test this morning, and has medically been withdrawn from the Games. Now, Dan Bailey did an Instagram post, and I'll probably put a little sort of clip of that here now.
What's up, everyone? Want to inform everybody exactly kind of what's going on with my CrossFit Games competition experience this year. As many of you know from the announcement the other day, before Kara and I left from Columbus to come to Madison, she got a PCR test done. Upon arrival in Madison, I passed my first antigen test on Saturday at check-in. On Sunday morning, we found out that she tested positive on her PCR test, at which time we notified the CrossFit Games medical staff of what was going on. We self-quarantined pretty much all day Sunday, and then on Monday, both of us went to test again for the antigen test, in which Kara passed. I passed as well, but because of the timeline with where I was with potential developing potential symptoms, it was determined that I needed to continue to test every day to make sure that I was safe to compete.
So the interesting thing with Dan Bailey's was that he was already having flu-like symptoms.
Which actually on Monday morning I did start to have symptoms that I would basically describe as flu-like, so body aches, fatigue, dry cough, didn't sleep very well, all those things, but I had passed 2 antigen tests. So
he had been in close contact with somebody that had tested positive for COVID, but was still planning on competing this morning.
Pretty confident that I didn't have COVID-19 and that I was just going to have to compete the week with a bad flu, basically. The CrossFit Games came up with...
although he said he'd be warming up in a sort of separate area and stuff like that, but I think, I don't know, I've got my sort of own feelings on that, really. I think now with everything that's happening with COVID, I just don't think it's fair for other athletes if you know that there's a possibility that you've got COVID. As hard as it is, like, you're also gonna really cause a lot of damage to other athletes who might potentially also get COVID. So it's been interesting sort of couple of days. So that's Dan Bailey, Kari Pearce and Shadburn. Again, I'll put all the links to sources below, like Box Rocks, Morning Chalk Up, Dan Bailey's Instagram. I'll put that down there so you can watch the full video. But yeah, this is the first day. I think CrossFit are testing people who have signs every day. They're tested the athletes that came in internationally that had the vaccine and didn't have the vaccine, and then the people who have had the vaccine, both doses, they're not getting tested. As far as I know, it's only the people that have not had the vaccine. If you're asking why some of the athletes haven't had the vaccine, what's been coming out, there's a few different reasons, but one of the reasons was that they didn't want to miss a couple of days training because of the effects that the sort of second dose of the vaccine can have. But I surely, my personal opinion is, are you not best off missing 2 days of training than risking missing the games? But I don't know, it's a tricky period of time at the moment. But yeah, on a positive note, the games have started. Event 1 went sort of smoothly this morning. 12:33 now, so the second event should be up as I'm filming this. I'm gonna go back to the apartment, I'm gonna film, and then yeah, I'll be back again. More news. Right, thanks for watching. You can like, subscribe, much appreciated, and I'll be back soon.